Prime Minister Modi's speech on the 15th of August 2025.
For the first time, I heard him use the word made in India instead of make in India.
The know-how versus the know-why, the jet engine. Now that is something that's become a national priority now.
We committed blunder.
Now what? 2025.
No indigenous program should be stopped because I'm not getting the results today.
Why didn't we leverage our Russian engine capability?
We have been very fond of Western systems.
But there are strings attached to that.
They require something like 3,000 scientists.
3,000 new scientists.
Hike the R&D budget. Be liberal on manpower. There is a death valley between development and production.
So indigenize or perish.
There is no alternative.
Hello and welcome to the Sandeep Unnithan Show, your weekly dose of defense, geopolitics and much, much more. Today, I have with me on my show Vice Admiral Raman Puri, former Chief of the Integrated Defense Staff at HQ IDS. Admiral Puri, welcome to my show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be with you. I like the subject that you want to pursue with me.
Thank you.
That is Atmanirbharta. That's my passion.
It is indeed. Admiral Puri, I must start by asking you about Prime Minister Modi's speech on the 15th of August 2025 from the ramparts of the Red Fort. As a very fervent advocate of indigenously designed, developed and manufactured military hardware, what were your big takeaways from this speech?
My big takeaways in the area that I am passionate for was that for the first time I heard him use the word made in India instead of make in India.
What's the difference?
The difference in make in India is that you're basically doing license production.
Right.
Somebody gives you the technology. Somebody gives you the total system practically. He tells you these are the production lines, set up the production lines. But what he keeps with him is the brain of the system, I would like to call it.
The source codes.
The software, for example, if it was a missile, a missile's brain lies in today. I mean, all long-range systems today have an onboard computer. Right. That onboard computer is the one element of that brain. Then the fire control system, that's the second element of that brain. Now, if these brains are with him, you are only doing what I call manufacturing the hardware.
Assembling it.
You may be manufacturing the fins, you'll be manufacturing the body of the missile, all that you will do. And it's, mind you, that is not a low-tech job.
Right.
But for that, he will give you the production drawings. You will do it as per his drawings.
Right.
Even the quality control aspects that go into it may not be done in every case. For example, if he does it too much in missile, then the missile will start being dud after some time. But this is something that I found in the ordnance factories.
Right.
Because they were 80% of, or maybe 80 to 85% of their products were all licensed production.
Right.
They got a ATP, a QA plan when the product was given to them.
Right.
The basis of that QA plan, why what was there was written was very little was given to you.
The know-how versus the know-why.
Why? Even the QA plan, not everything may not be given to you.
Right.
The net result of that is that they can keep on producing what comes to them.
Right.
But things become obsolete.
Right.
Things become now. Even if a factory was to find a substitute for an item that has become obsolete, the QA had no way to clear it.
Right. Now, here the viewers must know why is it that Admiral Raman Puri, who's spent 4 decades in the Navy, is talking about land systems and ordnance factory board. You chaired the committee that led to the reorganization of the ordnance factory board.
I mean, they were very knowledgeable members in the committee.
General Kandare was there.
No, not General Kandare. I forget the names, frankly, at this age. I don't remember all the names. But I had a member from the quality control organization, an excellent person. Then I had an ex-DGWE
Right.
with me. There was one. There was a very good team that was going.
Right. And you brought out that report which led
And
to
I
the
brought it,
reorganization
yeah.
of
And I would
the
must
ordnance
give
factories.
credit to, there was an ex-DG acquisition there.
Right.
He later became a professor in IIT. He's one
Yes.
of the very educated
Right.
bureaucrats that I came
Right.
across.
But what was the big thing with the ordnance factories? We've been producing, like you said, we have been assembling all of these systems in the country for
See,
decades.
So we have been produced,
But we're not able to upgrade them. We're not able to design
when
new
it goes
products.
to, when it goes to things like upgradation.
Right.
Till you have, for example, if you want to upgrade a tank,
Yes.
till you have the design knowledge of
Right.
that tank,
Right.
you understand if I add a weight here, what implication will
Yes.
be at another point.
Right.
The ordnance factories, one thing I found at that point, I
Yeah.
think they have tried to improve that since they had no a design organization within them.
Right.
In the sense that even if somebody gives me a production drawing, my
Yeah.
manufacturing processes may be different.
Right. Right.
So you do something, but you need a design organization
Right.
with you to be able to re-engineer for production.
Right.
So that's there are a lot of
It's
such
been our Achilles heel, Admiral Puri, this design that we have not been able to design our own products.
Yeah. So, but that unfortunately,
Right.
in since you were getting ready-made drawings, see when you do your own design,
Right.
you make a prototype,
Yes.
isn't it?
Right. Of course.
A prototype to production
Yeah.
is a horse of a different color
Right.
as compared to production, which happens when you buy systems from outside.
Right. Right. Explain
you-
the difference for us.
The difference is very clear. When you get that process has matured
Yes.
over a number of years.
Right.
Okay? What you are doing is something that has come out of a laboratory.
Yes.
For the first time, it will be manufactured in a small scale.
Right.
As I say, it will be a garage manufacture at
Right.
times.
Right.
It will be manufactured in a hangar in one of the labs or some place. It will get manufactured. So, when you want to do a production of that,
Right.
you have to think about repeatability. You got to think about
Yes.
so many other things. In the sense that if for an aircraft, I make a panel.
Yeah.
If I'm making it at the prototype stage, from one prototype to the other, the panels may not fit from one aircraft to the other aircraft.
Right.
Because you're doing it with jigs,
Right.
which are not production jigs.
Right.
They are prototype for prototype manufacture.
That's a big challenge for us.
So
to
there's
go
a
from-
challenge when you go from prototype to production.
Right.
The capabilities required in the production organization itself
Yes.
are different from when he's just taking a production drawing from
Right.
somebody,
Right.
which is already matured,
Yes.
and then putting it on the production
So
line.
the
So prototype to production does take time.
takes time.
And the problem here with us is, this is what I have, I'm talking now not particularly about the ordnance factories. I'm saying the production, that when a an R&D organization here produces something,
Yes.
we expect that the prototype should meet my end specifications that I have laid down.
Right.
That only happens. It doesn't happen by making, continuous changes to that product in.
Right.
So the American philosophy on that, read in one of the documents, was that they clear the item from the R&D stage,
Yeah.
R&D to, the production is involved. That product is cleared when it displays minimum acceptable capability.
Right. It meets about 80% of your.
It may not mean 80, it may mean 70, 80. I'm not putting percentages.
Yeah.
For example, if I've got a gun, what is the minimum capability I'm wanting from that gun? Minimum capability.
Right.
If I have laid down dispersion, should be within, say, 10 meters.
Right.
I'm using a very hypothetical.
Yeah.
If it is 12, how much difference does it make to me here?
Right.
And if I keep saying, no, my JSQR is 12, but you are doing it 10, so abhi isko pehle 10 karao phir. So you keep doing repeat trials after trials.
Yeah.
In the army, our trials can go on for 4 years, 5 years also.
Right. Right. Which is a huge pain point.
Which is a big pain point.
With the defense ministry.
So what happens is in foreign countries,
Yeah.
I'm talking about the US acquisition system. I can show you, one day we can talk about that. There, they push the item from the development stage and to a very limited series production, very limited series production, if it is displaying a minimum acceptable capability.
Right.
I mean, GSQR may say so many things.
Yes.
I mean, the missile may be, here we can reject something because it is a few grams high, more than what it was.
Right.
What is written in my book.
Right.
In my GSQR. And how have I made the GSQR? Where did I get those figures from?
Right.
I mean, did I do some great analysis, some material analysis, so many analysis to write those things? After all, I'm prepared to give my operational requirement, but technical requirements largely should not be put in the GSQR, in my view.
Right.
So you give your operational requirements, you say this is the environment it will require to operate. But there's no need to say that it must have a 30 tons per horse, 30 horsepower per ton.
Right.
I mean, he will do a terrain analysis, the designer will do a terrain analysis, and DRDO has that capability to do a terrain analysis, see what sort of, simulate what sort of power they require for this vehicle to work.
Right. So,
the problem is, the system has to understand that prototype to production is very different from production to production, where for any foreign system, I say, please go buy the line as it is in the contract. Because here you are buying a system which is already proven,
which is already in production for several years.
Here is a system which is at a nascent stage. It is coming out of this. So you accept for limited series. I mean, for example, I must say Air Marshal Bhaduria. When he accepted LCA to come to LCA Mark 1. The IOC or Bhaduria or his previous chief, I don't know who did it, but fact was, they gave it initial operational clearance, not necessarily because the aircraft had met all the parameters. That is why subsequently they were able to improve it. Arjun, on the other hand, went through a very different trial cycle. Finally, even when it was accepted, they gave 80. But because it was Mark 1 was accepted, Mark 2, those 80 changes that they wanted were completed in 2 years, finished. Trials also completed in 2016. Different thing, that order we have not, but trials were completed in 2016.
So, the other thing the Prime Minister mentioned
I would continue with this. So, minimum accepted capability to production. And in the first of production model, again, if it is the minimum acceptable product, if the product that is coming out from the production line meets your minimum acceptable
you should take
requirement,
it. That's what you're saying.
You start. That is why it is not a joke that your F-16 today, what you got, Mark 50, Mark 60, God knows.
It's a 50-year-old aircraft.
50-year-old aircraft. Every year it's being upgraded. So things
spiral development.
So spiral development has to understand, and we have to understand what is the process required. So there are many changes that you require. But coming to what you talked about initially, what the Prime Minister...
So he understands this now? The system understands
I
this?
don't know. Frankly, I am outside the system. So I would not know. But what the Prime Minister said was made in India. To me, that made in India means India must come up now using domestic capability as its first priority. Domestic ability to design, development and productionize. Definitely, at the development stage, we shouldn't be funding products. We shouldn't be funding companies which are doing joint ventures with anybody. Definitely at the development stage, for example, if I want an AI system, there's no point funding a company who's building AI on, say, the core of ChatGPT. I don't know, there are a number of names.
Your point is
so that is if you're using a foreign model and on that building your AI capability, all that you're going to do, there will be backdoors in that damn thing. You will be just leaking out your data. And I'm sure all these OEMs will be very happy giving you those base models. Please go and develop AI capability on this.
Right. Based on their model.
Based on their model.
But
so if I would somebody who's making those base models here very readily, even if he's, in doing that, he may fail 10 times.
Yes.
But doesn't matter. He failed. I mean, I still require it. As long as the work is sincere and is going on. Normally, these days, that number of failures don't take place because development systems have improved.
Yeah.
And I must say, the capability, the only way to keep our youngsters in the country is to use them for this productive design development work.
Right.
If this is outsourced and we keep buying technology from X, Y, and Z, okay, this is, we can do design development in the medium and the future. But today, I want this. So every time you bring this to today, because you didn't start anything 5 years earlier.
Start at any point.
I mean, for example, we still don't have a 10-year defense capability plan. Why?
Right.
So you must ask us.
Why
I will not be able to answer it, brother.
Plan?
I can't answer it, brother.
Right.
My one answer I can give. Our tenures are so short.
Right.
See, you can have a short tenure for when you're in your operational ships.
Yes.
Okay. There, 2 years, a person comes, drives that ship. Someone else comes, drives that. If you are trained, and by and large, if you look at culturally, we are an operating armed force.
Right.
The Navy is an operating Navy, operational Navy. The thinking for this Navy was done in Admiralty.
Yes.
Have we gone to that? Have we improved our thinking processes as they were there? And that cannot improve if we have this ringa roses taking place. That every 2 years somebody shifts.
Right.
Because now he has got to have sea time, then tomorrow he has to have that time.
So there's a need for thinking to him. But coming back to the Prime Minister's speech, Admiral Puri, the one thing that he mentioned was the jet engine. Now that is something that's become a national priority now, given the so-called supply chain issues that we faced with our strategic partners who are not thinking very strategically now, I must say.
I think we will have a chat because this is the longest chat that I can have.
Right.
But basically, I would say is we committed blunder in 2007-8 time frame.
Right.
By stopping our Kaveri program. And 20 years later,
right,
it was even 25, maybe already 18 years later.
Yes.
I mean, just imagine, it's not a zero program. Okay. Yes, it did not do what it was supposed to do. Doesn't mean I stop it. You wanted to buy something for your immediate wallet, go ahead and buy it. But no indigenous program should be stopped because I'm not getting the results today. Because in design development, there will be failures. Designers will also make some mistakes. They may, you're making a design calculation, isn't it? For example, if I make a wrong calculation of, say, the bypass ratio, I may not get the right thrust from the afterburner.
Right.
But, I know for a fact that when Kaveri was in trials in USSR, right, the Chinese whatever engine, WS-10 or something, was also, that bloody thing broke up. And this was going for the first trial.
Right.
And the Russians were saying that, look, this is the quality of your trial as compared to them.
Right. Our engines didn't break up.
They performed. You got there are two parts to an engine. An engine is on dry thrust and the wet thrust. That is called the afterburner thrust.
Yeah.
Okay, the dry thrust was, I would say, almost 80% okay.
Right.
It was supposed to give, I think, for 50 kilonewtons, giving about 46. Fine. I know these because I was in the system at that time.
Right.
And then I've been on the board of HAL, so there also I used to see this drama going on.
So we should have persisted with the Kaveri.
We must have. We should never have stopped that program.
So now that's the review.
No, so that's the history.
Right, that's history. Now what? 2025.
2025, see, I would then go, how many aircraft will require a 90 kilonewton engine in the Air Force?
Over 100?
Maybe, I think
Maybe 200?
220.
Yes.
Almost.
Right.
I mean, with figures here and there.
Yeah.
97 plus 80
Yeah.
plus 40 are already
So
there.
about 10 squadrons
So
on order.
So you say about 200, 220
plus,
20
yes.
aircraft. I don't know, for every engine, I don't know. But I think the GE class also
Yeah.
will have two major overhauls.
Right.
Probably one. Some will take, I do not know how many hours, maybe 1,000, 1,500 hours, one overhaul. Next, the first overhaul, you change a lot of parts.
Right.
So you need the supply chain.
Yes.
And the supply chain, there are certain things, inspections you do every week, there are daily inspection, and you keep changing parts. There are, for running an aircraft, you have a process called AOG,
Right.
unserviceable on ground.
Right.
Aircraft on ground process hota hai.
Yeah.
Because when I was commanding, we used to make those AOGs, and the supplies used to come
Right.
even from outside.
This is from your time on the Vikrant.
Yeah, from my time.
Old line.
In about 2 days, they supplies. Otherwise, the
Right.
that aircraft will be grounded.
Right.
So to keep your aircraft fleet going, the supply chain has to be very good.
Yes.
It has to be very good. So I'm just saying, but in 1,000 hours, you practically change. I think all the blades have to be changed. At 2,000 hours, you are practically getting except for some parts that remain, but you're getting practically a new engine. So, for the next 8 years, both for LCA Mark 1 and all that, they require a 90 kilonewton engine.
Yes.
Okay? We have to get some ready-made engine from somewhere. There's no alternative.
But the GE is meant to do that.
Yeah, I hope GE will supply. If GE supplies, then it's all right.
Right.
But I would still develop that damn 90 kilonewton.
Right.
Why?
Indigenous.
I'll tell you why. How old is F-16 now?
It's half a century.
Half a century.
Yeah.
How much more will it run?
Another 20, 30 years.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We will be with LCAs for next 35, 40 years.
Yes.
In this period of 35, 40 years,
Yeah.
you will require two major engine changes.
Yes.
So if I start developing my engine now,
Yeah.
and I think the first change, probably major change may require, first change I don't think very much, but
Right.
the major change may require another 10 years.
Yeah.
By then at least let me now say कि भाई अभी तो जो आ रहा है आने दो,
Right.
please let it come,
Right.
because there is no alternative.
So we have to go with the imported engines.
We have got to go with an imported engine.
For the next 10 years. And you're saying that we should have our, when it comes to replacing the
When
engines,
at least, because otherwise you're stuck with them for the next 35, 40 years. Yeah.
Right. Right. Why didn't we leverage our Russian engine capability? Like we're making the AL-31s in Koraput for 2 decades. There is a school of thought which says that maybe we should have designed an aircraft around the AL-31.
Possible. I don't say. Only thing is, you see, these are very technical things.
Yeah.
I don't know the whole lot of them, but I would say this much, that perhaps they talk of specific fuel consumption, weight
Right.
of the engine, so many other things.
Yes.
So it all depends on. Somehow our why even we have been very fond of Western systems.
Engines, especially.
Why engines? Everything, yeah. Given half a chance, we will go to the West.
Right. Right. But there are strings attached to that.
No, I don't know whether strings or no strings. But
Right.
fact is that most of us, we have been, we know English.
Yes.
It's only some of us who have been to the Soviet Union and got trained there.
Right. You were trained in the Soviet Union.
I was trained. I've done my, I've done the
Missile-
I'm the only, I think the only living officer left now
Right.
who did the Command and General Staff College
Oh, right.
in Russia.
Right.
And I feel, anyway, we can talk of that some other day. But fact is that what Prime Minister said was we will need
Yes.
Atmanirbharta.
Right.
For Atmanirbharta, the fundamental requirement is, if you want to have it made in India, to design, develop, productionize,
Right.
we must ensure that we start designing and increase our R&D budgets.
Right.
Right? And for complex systems, today I will say very complex systems like Akash
Yes.
or your missile systems, even complex radars.
Yes.
Today, the capability to design and develop is largely lying with DRDO.
Right.
We have unfortunately, in my view, I did their long-term technology plan from their LTIPP.
Yes.
I was the chairman of the committee. And this is talking about 2012. At that time, we reviewed all the programs that they were. I must visited all the laboratories that were there.
The DRDO laboratory.
All the DRDO. We spent 2 days, 2 to 3 days in a lab. And, I mean, this thing you can't judge what is happening in DRDO in a 3-month cycle.
Right.
It doesn't happen. It's not possible. You got to sit down there with them, talk to the youngsters who are working, and it's such a pleasure talking. They're all from Mofussil universities, the youngsters, and it's such a pleasure talking to them. So anyway, in that plan, we, after seeing what is the technology readiness level today, what will it be 5 years later, what will it be 10 years later, having seen this, what is the manpower I require for this program? How many scientists? How many technicians? So we worked for each program. What is the manpower, and then saw what is the interchangeability of these, and came to a figure that they require something like 3,000 scientists.
3,000 new scientists.
Yes, sir.
And they have not recruited in years.
For the last, I think only now something with this government something has happened. Well, that also quite recently. But they stick to that your P is 7,000 or I don't know, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I don't think they go going beyond that. Only thing, to fill that, they want something, they keep getting. But point is, and there somehow seems to be that take people on contract and all that. Yeah. Well, you can take people on contract for some part of the work.
Right.
But not for everything that the organization is doing. Because this knowledge gets built up over a period of time. Right. You require the youngsters, and you need constant stream of youngsters in these organizations. Yes. So for 10 years, if you don't recruit, you get into what you call an inverted HR.
A very aged, the age profile.
Yeah, there are more scientists, F, G and H there.
Right. Seniors.
And they're, all of them are working like, I mean, if you go to those areas, you will find in the laboratory, कोई 6 बजे तक बैठा हुआ है, कोई 7 बजे तक बैठा हुआ है. They're all the time into systems.
Right. So R&D, you must improve as well.
You must
hike.
Hike the R&D budget. Be liberal on manpower. Right. After all, that is the resource we have got.
Yes.
If you don't use this resource, after all, what are they doing in Silicon Valley?
Yes.
They are not doing any production there. They are new ideas, developing things.
Right.
A youngster develops.
Yeah.
Once it goes to the production line, you will require some good engineers. Well, most of them will be foremen, I suppose.
Right.
Or somebody who's doing testing, technicians, or most of them will be that.
Yeah.
The major element of brain power required is when you're designing and developing something.
Right.
And I feel the laboratories which we have, they are there to see what is the technology readiness level of certain things today.
Right.
And based on that clear understanding that this is what we are ready at. And if the concept, technology readiness 3 roughly means I have the concept correct with me.
Right.
So if I've got the concept correct with me, then I can start developing on that. So I can take it to TRL 4, which is developing the system within the laboratory, then take 5, 6. Yeah. At TRL 6, I'm ready for a trial, technical trials of that system. Right. At TRL 7, I give it for user trials. So my view is that it is for this process you require brain power.
Right.
And laboratories do this process. The academics do proof of concept.
Right.
Although there are technology labs, if you see the structure, On materials, they have a technology lab. So they have materials for DMRL for it does on metals.
Right.
SSPL does on electronic material.
Right.
Similarly, there is DMRL which does on your, I would say clothing, various things. Then there is another laboratory which is doing on. No, these are technology labs. Here you got PhDs most. You'll have PhDs, doctorates. Then there are other labs where their job is they have some doctorates and all that, but they also need engineers.
Right.
To develop.
So this brain power is
so
really
this
important.
brain power, using this brain power in this process of designing and development should be very liberal in this country and not be subjected to too many. I as far as I'm concerned, a youngster who does this is useful to me even in my economy anytime. Why should I, for example, even to take what you call in the junior JS, what they call
junior scientists,
junior scientists, whatever people who come from for the first job, they come or they are doing their PhDs and I don't know what stage. I mean, why put a restriction on these people? If they come and work in laboratories, they are only gaining more knowledge, practical work. Otherwise, and where do they get the practical? So, whether it is CSIR labs or whether it is DRDO labs or whether it is, I'm not talking of which lab. And what I have found is whether it is in agriculture, there is a death valley between development and production.
Right. That's really
that death valley is because there's a little understanding that a prototype is a prototype.
Right.
It is unlikely to meet all that you wrote in your page, which probably came from some marketing brochure. You took 10 marketing brochures and did an LCM of all of them, and I've got it will be very difficult to satisfy all those conditions.
Right. Right, that's a fascinating concept, the death valley that you mentioned.
This death valley, a lot of technology that gets developed remains in the laboratory. Like, they
don't see light of day.
They don't see light of day. For example, somebody converts has a good idea. He converts a ballistic missile into some other thing.
Right.
Instead of seeing where I can use it,
I
will say, isko kya karna hai?
Right.
So, we must discourage joint ventures, strategic partnerships, and all these good words. Wherever domestic capability is available.
So give me an example of what are the areas that you would discourage joint
For
ventures?
example, I will take your wheeled armored personal carrier, WAP.
Right.
Okay? When Galwan took place, this wheeled armored carrier, for example, was developed some years ago.
A decade ago by the Tata Group.
No, by the Tata. It was developed by VRD.
Yes.
Designed by VRD. See, all development takes place in a development cum production PP model.
Right.
In the sense where the laboratory makes the basic design and then converts it into design drawings. And then with those design drawings, go to an industry. Because they don't have all the industrial infrastructure to convert that. And with those design drawings, the industry probably changes them, works on them, and comes out with a prototype. So prototype is made by, every prototype gets made in some industry. Very few small prototypes may be made in the laboratory itself. But by and large, a prototype will come out of the industry. But it will be with a lot of hand-holding from the laboratory itself. Because you see, you will take the case of your Zorawar. The team from Light Tank, the CVR team has worked with the production CVR agency. They worked with the sitting in their premises and doing, making them wise. Because for everybody to understand what is the design drawing and all that, to convert it into a product which is never done earlier. It takes time.
Right.
So that process goes through.
So you're saying that we mustn't buy a wheeled armored personnel carrier?
Definitely not.
Because we already have that capability.
We have got, and I somebody will give me, I've got this added feature. I want to know, is it meeting my operational requirement or not?
Right.
Okay. In Galwan, for example, there were these two prototypes. Every
Yes.
Def Expo, they will bring this out and run it
Yes.
in the river and come back.
Right.
This used to happen in every...
No orders.
But there were no orders for it.
Right.
Suddenly at Galwan, people knew these two vehicles exist. They wanted them overnight there.
Right. Right.
So they quickly went to the Tata Motors, took these two vehicles, got them overhauled,
Yeah.
and pulled them to Galwan in
Right.
a few weeks' time. I think in about 2 weeks they put them there, and they operated very well. उस वहाँ काम करके अब वापस आए तो again
Right.
where are the orders? The orders are under emergency power. कोई ने BSF or I don't know who. This one of the paramilitary forces orders 15 of them. Somebody.
Right.
But factories don't run like that.
Yes. They don't
They need
inventory.
No, my point is, if you want to develop capability, the production agency must have visibility of what numbers he is going to produce.
Right.
Does it meet his cost of ownership of that product or not? Right? If to meet the cost of ownership, for example, if a tax has been made of, right?
Yeah.
This currently, I don't know the exact number, maybe something like 300 orders is there. You divided it 150. But is that the right way to order? If your requirement is 1500 or 1400, at least tell him in next 15 years, I will order so much.
Right. But that kind of thing never.
But I don't see that. That roadmap to ordering will not. I have not seen that.
Right.
Maybe if it is there, then I would know. But till you understand what is the minimum, one is called minimum order quality, quantity, I call it what is the cost of ownership.
Right.
How many vehicles, what should be the, for example, you take US, okay? Lockheed Martin, one guy, and the other guy is Boeing.
Right.
Lockheed Martin F-16, how many thousand F-16s has he made?
About 4,000 plus.
4,000 plus.
Right.
Boeing F-18, how many has he made?
Again in the thousands.
1,000. My point is, here you're going to produce all told 500 aircraft, and you're looking for, we must have, God, the system integrator, whoever is going to be the system integrator, he must have a clear visibility. I'm going to be doing this much.
Over the next 10, 20 years.
The number of years doesn't matter.
Right.
He will then accordingly plan his logistics to meet your requirement.
Right. He'll start his procurement.
I remember I was on the HL board.
Right.
I mean, I supported this fact that we must... there's no point saying that let's have 20 aircraft.
Right.
They said, order at least 40 aircraft so that I will set up a proper production line. If you give me only 20, I will do whatever. There is a prototype production line, usse main bana dunga. Why invest in two? And I have no clarity whether after this 20 I will get what I will get. So my point is, we must say, okay, all right, I'm asking you to do 20, but your orders are going to be 40.
Right.
And so you can plan for 40. And then when you want to go 1A, if you do it at a price X today, and 3 years, take another 3 years to go to the next order, then because you got these processes, a cabinet note, this note, that note, and then you take, the cost will just escalate.
Right.
What material I could order 3 years earlier at a price to cover my whole production.
Right. You'll now have to do it.
Now when I go next time, my material ordering becomes in penny packets.
Yes.
So I feel that, for example, in helicopters they have been better.
Right.
In the sense that, the number of... So, and the same thing they're doing, I would say, in LCA also.
Yeah.
You have ordered 80, then you're going to order 97. So that the organization knows this is... that engine become an issue, that's a different issue.
Right.
But I think the Air Force is doing it quite well now.
Right.
We need to do it everywhere.
Right. What are the other big reform that you'd like to see? That now you're looking at a renewed thrust on Atmanirbhar Bharat
Yeah.
and IDDM. What is the other big area that you'd like?
The DAP needs to change.
Right.
In the sense, today,
Yeah.
I hope I think they're doing some changes also.
There is a DAP 2025 that's coming up.
2020, what it was. I mean, I
Yes.
can talk of 2020. In 2020, I remember I was there as the consultant to MOD, and I will give full credit to the Secretary DP at that time, who very keen on this IDDM. And if you see chapter 1 and 2 of it very well said, and even there they have said that it takes time to productionize, so services must order in time.
Yeah.
The two great anomalies, I mean, there are other anomalies in time taken for giving orders and all
Yeah.
that. I mean, they're better people to understand that. But my understanding is, chapter 3 deals with make 1 and make 2.
Yes.
Okay? Both make 1 and make 2 are under IDDM.
Right.
Right?
What's the difference between make 1 and make 2?
Make 1 is with government funding.
Yes.
70%.
80%, 70%.
70%. Make 2 is he funds his own.
By himself.
He funds, he
Right.
gives it to you for trials.
Right.
And there are a number of people competing, and
Yeah.
whoever gets the order, the balance will get a certificate that you've cleared the trials.
Right. So you're free to export.
Or
or
you're free to export,
sell.
you sell all that. I mean, those are all that I won't say very much.
Right.
My greater problem is, if you read on chapter 3, para 1 and 2 are fine.
Right.
But para 3 says to leapfrog technology,
Yes.
we can do joint ventures.
Right. So you're saying that it's sabotage the whole.
I mean, to say that I will hold the IP and
Right.
my point is that then how many, most of the RFPs that I've seen
Yes.
are this type of RFPs. I mean, even for, I see, if you ask me, no armored vehicle we should be importing.
Right.
You can't call an MBT an FRCV.
Yes.
What for? Bhai? It is still a main battle tank only. What is FRCV? Future ready. What is the future readiness in that prey?
So no creative
No, this is basically
relabeling or
unnecessary creative labeling so that I can
Right.
now go make another RFI.
right. But there is a positive indigenization list that exists. There are
I don't know how it
thousands
works.
of items.
No,
there.
there are very thousands of items. But then in that positive indigenization list,
Yes.
you can't apply this
Yeah.
and still call it IDDM.
Right.
Then when you do make 1, it is positive indigenized, isn't
Yes.
it?
Yes.
Right? If I have a joint venture or a strategic partnership, that why am I having a joint venture? Because I don't have the fundamental
You don't have
technology
the-
with me. Why do I need a joint venture?
Right.
So, to me, that is buy and make them.
Right.
In my assessment, there should be just 3 categories.
Right.
Right? IDDM,
That's the gold standard.
gold
absolutely.
standard,
Yes.
by IDDM.
Right.
Right? And by IDDM will mean is a product which I've designed, developed, and then productionized.
Right.
When I complete the design, I know the tier 1, tier 2, tier 1, all the specifications. Tier 2, I know some
Right.
critical things I know.
Yes.
So that is my design.
Right.
I have designed, so I know all this. I will also ensure that most of the critical
Yeah.
items, for example, in aircraft, I must have the flight control system
Right.
developed, software designed by me. Similarly, I must have the mission control system, my own. Because if I don't have my own mission control system, and if I his mission control system, like you have in, say, in Rafale, when you want to put your own weapon there,
Right.
you don't have
You
the.
have to go back to
You will have to go back to him.
the
And
OEM.
he'll charge you a bomb for giving you those
Charge you a bomb to fit a bomb.
No, for example, ICDs, they call it interface documents.
Yes.
If you don't have, whether you do it tomorrow in a Scorpion when I want to fit my own, I will need to go back to.
Yes.
So my point is that So when I design myself, then there are a lot. I may not be able to design fit all my tier 1 items initially, because I have to meet some system timelines.
Right.
But in due course, because I know the specifications, I will be able to parallelly have a pathway to indigenize.
Right.
And that happens in most of the programs. ATVP, for example, the first submarine, if you see, what is the level? Arihant. What is the level of indigenous? Now the submarine that comes out is
the fourth submarine.
Fourth, much higher level of indigenous.
Over 90% is...
I do not know. I will not talk of percentages. I don't know. But I know this much, it has gone up.
Right.
You are better involved in that area.
No, but... So indigenize or perish, that seems to be the clear... message that you've brought out, Admiral Puri, and in 2025, after Operation Sindoor and the geopolitical situation now, we have no option but to go hell for leather with Atmanirbhar Bharat.
Yeah, very fine. All that I will say is, to meet some immediate requirements, you may buy something.
Yes.
But in the long, you must have a clear pathway to indigenize.
Right.
How you're going to start a design process.
Right.
And for that, you must have some vision, at least a 10 to 15-year vision of what you want.
From production to prototype and the valley of death, and of course the need to hike research and development expenditure. Thank you very much, Admiral Puri, for your time and your thoughts. I can't tell you what an enriching conversation this has been to know the way forward for Atmanirbhar Bharat. In fact, you've said it, that we have no option but to go indigenously designed, developed and manufacturing to meet all our defense requirements. IDDM is the way forward. Thank you very much for your time and your thoughts.
Thank you so much.